Hey guys, it's Priestess Melissa here, putting out some more information that is coming to you from Dr. C. Samuel West. Now this is the information from regarding the lymphatic system and can be found on the International Academy of Lymphology site. Now I have been through this information and I'm still going through it currently. I will be a certified lymphologist here very soon, but in any case I do understand many of these concepts about what is going on with the lymphatic system. Now, this is called the white bloodstream or the purification system of our bodies. What is so key and important about this is understanding how it works and why it produces the conditions of health that we're looking for so that we can keep ourselves healthy and keep ourselves from getting sick, more importantly. So this is all about the maintenance, keeping everything moving properly. So what is the job of the lymphatic system? Again, it is the purification system. Essentially takes all of the byproducts of the cell and the excess fluid, the blood proteins, and also sodium that is trapped between the cells or the interstitial spaces is what it's called. Now, when this is trapped there, what it disallows is it does not allow for oxygen and nutrition to get into the cell. Now, when you're not able to get oxygen into the area around the cell or into the cell, then you do a lot of things. First of all, you're not allowing the cell to be able to do its job, right? You're not allowing the sodium-potassium pump to work properly to create more energy, and you're not able to produce those white blood cells, which actually, when oxygen is in the area around the cells, it will actually enact those white blood cells to start producing and come into the space to kill off that disease process if there is one going on at that time. So this is very important. What happens initially is you get the pump from the blood, right? It's got the oxygen from the lungs. It gets sent out through the arteries down to the capillaries, the smallest aspect of the blood vessels, right? So they have these pores that naturally, and this is what happens is within the cell, whether it's your cell or it's the cell of, the blood vessel, or in this case, the capillary, when the blood pumps, because it is connected to the actual arteries and things of that nature, just very fine connections, right? Almost like channels, if you will. And so when the blood pumps, it automatically, there's a higher pressure inside the cell than outside the cell. So when that blood pumps, it automatically puts pressure on the inside of the cell and it leaks out some of the blood. And that's necessary and that's needed because that blood then irrigates around the cells. It gets into the interstitial space. From that point, it's called blood plasma and lymph, all right? So then from that point, it goes and irrigates around the cells, allows the cell to take in the nutrition that it needs, the oxygen to be able to, keep the homeostasis around the cell good, right? As well as inside of the cell. And the inside of our cells have to maintain this certain pressure, a higher pressure than the outside around it. So what happens when you get too much fluid and things of that nature is you're pushing on the cells and you're eventually going to cause them to rupture. You're putting so much stress on them, right? So by being able to move your lymphatics, meaning that you get those byproducts of the cell out of there, you get the excess sodium and fluid and blood proteins that are naturally occurring as a result of the blood coming out and irrigating the interstitial spaces, right? So then there's these terminal channels that the byproducts are supposed to move down through and then through the lymphatic system. Now the problem here is these valves on the lymphatic vessels, if you will, are one way. So you have to be able to create that pressure that will allow all of that to be sucked through, essentially. When you create the pressure of, the high and the low pressure, and there's different ways that you can create that, guys. You can do it through slow, deep breathing. You're increasing the pressure, and then you're letting the pressure out. Same thing happens when you jump on a mini trampoline, all right? And exercise also produces that because you're doing a rhythmic breathing in and out, right? So essentially, you're allowing your lymphatic system to move properly. All of this excess fluid, blood proteins, sodium, all of that is redirected then back into the subclavian vein, right? Or sorry, the thoracic duct first, which is the main vein that runs up through your middle part of your body. It then comes up to the subclavian artery here. in the back of your neck. Now, what's meant to happen is then all of the, the lymph goes through the lymph nodes. That's where we actually have white blood cells, which when they're responding properly, they will actually help to, get everything cleaned out of the lymph so that it can be returned back to the bloodstream to do its job again, right? So this is what we're really needing to key in on. When we get this system working properly, we essentially are eliminating the conditions of disease. We're bringing on the condition of health. And that's how we're able to keep ourselves from going into these debilitative and even devastatingly death states of being. Now, this information, again, as I just told you, is located on the IAL.org site, International Academy of Lymphology. Educate yourself, guys, and definitely be aware of the vaccinations that are out there. Try to consider what the benefits are of addressing this from a natural health perspective, because if you're going to catch it anyway, and really what is going to help you to prevent getting those debilitating aspects of catching anything is to be able to fight it off. When you set your body up in such a way that it can do its job, you don't have to worry about it. All right, guys, love you so much. Mwah. I'll be back soon with another video and want to keep putting these informative videos out. And if you have ideas about what you would like me to talk about, especially in the realm of the essential oils, what essential oils you'd like to know more about. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. And thanks for everybody who's joining. Trust me, you are definitely going to receive some wonderful information that was discovered. And Dr. West was very revered for his work in the lymphatic system. He was actually accepted, which was a group that was only doctors, into the International Society of Lymphology. These were only doctors, but back in 1979 when he gave this talk regarding the lymphatic system, he was the only naturopath that they inducted. He was also a chemist. Interestingly enough, he practiced and lived here in Mesa, Arizona. That is so cool, isn't it? Anyway, I really want to further the works of these doctors like Dr. West, like Dr. Jarvis, who are helping us to really understand how to get everything working properly in our bodies so that we can truly take control of our lives. All right, you have that ability and that power. All right, educate yourself, guys, and keep safe out there. Love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.